Streaming now, this is the Wood TV Live Desk.
And good morning, everyone. Phil Penarski here with the Wood TV Live Desk. Hope you're all having a great start to your Thursday. And of course, we are preparing for blizzard-like conditions coming up over the next couple of days. And dealing with that, we were issued a blizzard warning. So to break it all down for us, we are joined once again with Storm Team meteorologist Sarah Flynn. Sarah, thank you so much for coming on and really helping us out, really understand what's going to be happening over these next couple of days.
Yeah, busy couple of days, and I know it comes at quite literally the worst time. We were just talking about that.
Yes, no, absolutely. And of course, we've been staying on top of this. You and the Storm Team have been consistently bringing up all the latest data,
Yep.
monitoring all the storm systems that are moving through the area. What can you tell us? Has anything changed really since this first happened? Are we experiencing any potential changes, maybe a little bit of a quicker storm potentially?
Yeah, so we were waiting yesterday and waiting for that low pressure system to form, and it has. And now it's shifting into Illinois and Wisconsin. So it is slowly going to approach us here, and we're already seeing that heavy snow buildup on the eastern side of Michigan as well, or not Michigan, eastern side of Iowa as well as the western side of Illinois. And I've just taken a look at some of those DOT cams out there as well as plow cams, and it is bad. There's a lot of blowing snow and a lot of snow already on the ground, so it's going to take a little bit of time to get here. We can show a storm track live here so you can get a better grip on that. Starting to see some flurries kind of build up in northern Michigan, but again, it's going to take some time for it to get here. If you have any last minute errands or quick travel plans, definitely do those within the next few hours. I'd say we're starting to see some of those flurries develop later on this afternoon. So if you haven't heard already, we obviously do have that blizzard warning for counties west of 131. It officially will go into effect at 4 p.m. today. A little bit of a misconception with that is that at 4 p.m. we'll start seeing blizzard conditions. That's not the case. That's likely when we'll start to see some of that snow falling across the area. So the blizzard or blizzard conditions, high winds, low visibility, will really develop into those overnight hours. And this does last through Christmas Eve at 7 p.m. So something to take into account if you have travel plans that day as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And of course, some of the major things that we have been keeping an eye on, obviously the winds, obviously the cold temperatures, and the snow. We've already gotten a couple of questions, and I want to remind everybody that if you do have questions for myself or Sarah, probably Sarah, considering she knows more about this, please leave them in the comment section below. We'll try to get to as many as we can over the course of this live stream. But I've already seen a couple of comments asking about the snow totals coming up over these next couple of days. We're probably going to see a white Christmas, but as far as inches are concerned, how many are we likely going to see here across West Michigan?
Yeah, so I can show you our total map here. It's a little bit confusing, and the reason why is because we're going to see this low pressure system sweep through the blizzard-like conditions and get a chunk of snow. But we all know that we get lake effect snow on virtually every system, so that's what we'll see Saturday into Sunday. So we've kind of broken this down into two different maps to make it a little bit clearer for you and hopefully give you a better timeline of what to expect. So starting tonight through Friday at midnight, you can expect about 10 to 15 inches west of 131. Unfortunately, it's going to be really hard to measure because we're going to have a ton of blowing snow. So you may look out your window and see potentially a 5 or 6 foot drift. Doesn't mean you had 5 or 6 feet of snowfall though. Off to the eastern side, about 6 to 10 inches. When all of this is said and done, and we include the lake effect snow that we're seeing both Saturday and Sunday, potentially even Monday morning, but it should be pretty light by then, we could see anywhere from 15 to 20 inches in those counties in that blizzard warning or west of 131, and then to the east about 10 to 15. So virtually, to break it down, we're going to see about 5 inches or a little bit more than that of lake effect snow over the weekend, but the bulk of it is certainly going to fall tonight into Friday.
Yes, now, and once again, Phil Penarski here with the Wood TV Live Desk, being joined by Storm Team meteorologist Sarah Flynn. We're breaking down what we're going to be seeing over the next couple of days. We're calling it the Christmas week storm of 2022. It is very reminiscent of past winter storms as far as what I've been told. You know, we had the big blizzard in '78 and, of course, the Groundhog Day blizzard in 2011. From your own personal perspective, what are some of the things that are similar with this storm? And, you know, is it going to be, a lot of people are asking, is this going to be as severe as maybe what we saw a couple of decades ago?
Well, one thing to remember is no two storms are alike. The storm that we saw on Groundhog Day was much later in the season, so your lake waters were a little bit cooler and we didn't have as much lake effect snow with it. This time around, it'll kind of be a little bit prolonged in that way, but when we talk about in terms of blizzards, there are certain requirements that we have to meet, and those requirements are blowing or falling snow. So technically falling snow isn't even a requirement to be in a blizzard warning. You need visibility a quarter of a mile or less, and then you need sustained wind speeds at 35 miles per hour or greater, or gusts of 35 or greater pretty consistently every 5 minutes. All of that cumulatively has to happen for 3 hours or more. So we're pretty confident that we're going to see those conditions for at least several hours on Friday, which would meet the requirements. That being said, I know it's been a decade since we've really been under this. You may not recall it, maybe you didn't live here. I certainly didn't live here 10 years ago. When I worked back in Iowa, we had blizzard warnings fairly consistently, at least one a year. And what I can tell you the difference is that visibility. The wind is going to be so loud, and getting on the road may be okay in a sense of the plows are out, but the blowing snow is not going to allow you to see that car potentially a quarter mile in front of you. So that's where the danger really comes in.
Yes, no, and we're seeing some more comments. I want to get to as many as we can. We have a comment from Lois. Hi, Lois. Thank you for watching. She says that she lives in Granville, but she is in Yuma, Arizona for the winter. She says that it will be 75 degrees on Christmas Day. Yes, very jealous there. A lot of people mentioning, a lot of people mentioning the blizzard of 78, talking about that. A lot of questions, though, remain about travel. Obviously, the Michigan State Police, they will be holding a press conference later today at 11 a.m. that will also be right here on the live desk, talking about travel conditions, road conditions, what to expect over these next couple of days. It is not advised to go out and drive around. We here at News 8 will, of course, be doing that and bringing you all the latest information so you don't have to worry about going out. But a lot of questions regarding the cancellation of flights and the problems with these roads. I mean, what in your opinion should be the day? You mentioned earlier that if you have errands to run, maybe do them today. Is Friday just a complete no, like do not go outside?
Yeah, so if you have errands, now. Get off this live stream and go. This is your time. By this afternoon, we'll likely start seeing some of that light snow and slick spots. As far as traveling, I can tell you right now, I was supposed to go home to the Chicagoland area tomorrow, and I'm not doing that. I decided that like 5 days ago that wasn't going to happen. So that's my confidence with it. I'm confident that I wouldn't make it there. So do with that what you will. I would not be surprised if we saw the plows pulled at some point. If the blowing snow is too bad and they can't safely be out there, they will pull the plows until those winds die down. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw highways temporarily get shut down, or portions of highways. I-96 especially, and 196 closest to the lakeshore, I think there's a good chance of that happening. And in addition to that, again, we can kind of look at what the storm's already doing in Illinois as well as in Iowa, and there they already have a lot of closed highways, tow bans, and travel not advised. So that's really what you can expect. Don't try on Friday. Just don't try. I wouldn't even try Saturday morning. Maybe Saturday evening you can kind of see what conditions are, but don't try Friday. I'm telling you, there's a chance that you won't be able to be rescued, so don't risk it.
Right, no, absolutely. And of course, there's that viral video going around from state troopers in Wyoming showing the blizzard-like conditions, and we're being told that this is probably something that we might be experiencing here in West Michigan starting tomorrow. I've got a couple of more questions for you, Sarah, and then we'll let you go. I know you're going to be very busy over the next couple of hours. Real quick, people are asking, what are the road conditions going to be like around 6 p.m. specifically in Kalamazoo, and then we also have a lot of other people just asking about walking conditions in general across major cities or even other parts of West Michigan.
So we'll start with the Kalamazoo question. Tonight, I think the evening commute's going to be slick, but I don't think it's anything that we can't handle. We'll likely see some snow coming down, and it'll likely be a wet snow, so think slushy roads, potentially some icy areas. I'd say get home as soon as you can. Don't plan anything for later evening tonight. Again, those blizzard conditions, or the blizzard warning technically goes into effect at 4, so we could start seeing those winds pick up shortly thereafter. So don't risk it. Get home as soon as you can tonight. As far as traveling across the Midwest, that's I think a misconception is, oh, I'll get out of Michigan, I'll be good because I won't have to deal with the lake effect. Not this time around. It's going to be hard in Indiana, especially northern Indiana, into Illinois, portions of Ohio, even the eastern side of the state will eventually see the storm. So again, I know it's awful. Christmas is my favorite holiday, but if you can just wait a couple days for the storm to kind of clear out, it is going to be worth it. It's not worth the risk to try to travel very far, especially on Friday into Saturday.
No, absolutely. And Christmas is the time to, spend it with your family, stay inside, stay warm. We've got you covered here at News 8. And as I do want to remind everybody, we're about to let Sarah go and end this stream. But coming up at 11 a.m. right here on the live desk, we will be bringing you the latest information from the Michigan State Police as they will be talking about road conditions and what to expect over the next couple of days. So again, that's coming up in about 45 minutes, and we will show it to you in its entirety. Sarah, I want to thank you so much for coming on to the live desk this morning. You've really helped out. I've answered a lot of questions. Hopefully everybody takes your warning seriously and stays inside and really just stays off the road, and we won't have any major incidents to talk about over the next couple of days.
Yeah, thank you. And if you have any other questions, you can find any of us at Storm TMA on social media, Facebook, Twitter, even Instagram for some of us, and message us your questions. We'll do our best to give you advice and what to do.
Yes, absolutely. All right, everybody, we want to thank you so much for tuning into this latest edition of the Wood TV Live Desk. I'm Phil Pinarski, and we hope you have a great and safe rest of your day.